having an amazing day. Let me just get the live stream up and running on the other computer so I'm able to see your comments. I did put out a little short video. Oh my goodness, I realized I forgot to do shorts. So hopefully it will get picked up, but let's see here. Let me adjust this really quickly. Whoa. Sorry about the feedback there. All right. So let's share this on Twitter and on Facebook really quickly. And I'm going to duplicate this really quickly. So I hope you guys have had an amazing week. What a crazy week. Totally missed the major move in the market. And that came from family first. Really, the whole reason why I got into trading was because of my daughter being born. So my first daughter, wow, that was weird, daughter, was born back in 2014. And so, 2 seconds. That's when I came to trading. And as a result, I ended up putting her first, right? So that when she is on vacation, I tend to be on vacation so that I can be present. Also posted a video. Hey, Joe. Yeah, I missed you guys too. I did. Hi, Kawakawa. Yes, I'm live. So I'm so sorry, guys. You know, I missed you guys too. I missed you big time. And it was tough. If you did see my videos from this week, that my eldest has ADHD. I did experience some problems with my pregnancy with her. And so when she is by herself, disaster can happen in the house. So I really had to step away from the market. She's going back to school tomorrow. I'm excited to be 100% present and really give you guys all of the attention. So let's get into the stocks. And Joe, we will definitely look at ENPH. There's a lot of things going on. Can you guys imagine what's my background today? Who can figure out what my background is today? You guys know I always tend to put usually a little message in my background, or I like to go on vacation with my background since I can't really go on vacation. So what do you guys think that is about? Also, I wanted to tell you, if you like the live streams, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. I have had some friends say that my live streams were a little bit over their head. So if you are watching this and you feel like there's a question that you have that you would like to have answered, put it in the comments below or shoot me an email at jane@cjanetrade.com and I will make a video to answer that. So do not feel alone if you feel lost in these videos, because lots of people drippity drop. Yes, but why? Why? Right? There's always a reason why, right, Michael? Okay, so with my list today, ripples in the market or ripples somewhere else, Joe. These are my longs: Purple, IMAX, CNR, SUP, GPS, Microsoft, Yandex, Riley, Fubo, Adobe. I had Kellogg's and McDonald's as swings, and really I'm totally pretty much just doing day trading now, no more swing trading. After seeing the big drop, yes, we had a bounce in the market, but I'm going to show you why I think this is potentially a temporary bounce. We did have the stimulus that went through, but there's bigger things at play potentially, and the dark pool really navigates where we go, right? So this is not the dark pools behind me, but it is ripples. In fact, Ripple, the cryptocurrency. So we'll talk a little bit about that today. And if you guys want to buy it, the link is down below in the description section. I know a lot of people in the US have had issues in buying Ripple. So there is a site that you guys can get it. All right. Did some research to help you guys. And IMAX, hold on. I'm just going to put them on the list right here as I was getting ready. my 4-year-old decided to throw tantrums. That's part of her personality. Gotta embrace the little ones with their big personalities and little bodies. All right, there we go. So there's our list. So we have SPY, right? This is 24-hour. This will be 45 over here on the right. All right, so you guys can see it. I'm just making sure that you can see everything clearly. All right, so crazy volume, right? This orange line was the bottom that we had back in October and also in March. So that's a trend line from the bottom in March to October. We dropped below former highs right here. There was a trend line and then we bounced. Well, it's not really a wonder that we bounced because it was so far extended away from the moving averages, right? So let's move this one. Let's put this on a daily really quickly. This is Brian Shannon's anchored VWAP that I just moved right there. So from the former low, we are above it. And here we have the anchored VWAP from the high of February 16th, right? So we are below all of that volume. That's this red line, kind of like a sell line. And then maybe we can use this one as a buy line. Let's change the color on this one, right? Let's make that a green. I need a different color green. This green, that looks good to me. So that'll be our potential buying line. So when we look at it, hey, Samuel, thank you. Happy Sunday to you too. So we've come down, we've bounced. I like to use that 21 exponential moving average as really a trend change on that 24-hour chart. And this is TradingView for anybody that's brand new. It is a free charting platform. So we came and we set up, it looks almost like a shoulder potentially over here, head, and then shoulder, and we dropped, right? We did not truly fail all the way down. We came down here, but we didn't fail below 369, 370 area. That's going to be pretty important to watch. This does look reminiscent of last February. We had a high, big volume, and then as it was drawing down, look at the volume ramping up, right? Biggest day is right here. This week, if we go below 376.50, watch out. We're likely, hi Bob, welcome. We are likely going to be heading into a bigger crash. Yes, we have the stimulus coming. How about the fact that Microsoft was hacked? The Chinese used Microsoft's loophole to hack over 60,000 businesses. That's not really positive news for the market, right? Microsoft is number 2 holding in the S&P 500, number 1, I believe, in the Tues. I have to look at the numbers. But that's going to really likely affect the market. Now, we'll see what happens with the futures today at 6 p.m. to see what happens from here. But we have a bit of a megaphone setting up. So we have the upper bound of the megaphone up here. So we could bounce all the way up. Roughly, this is our 24. Let's make it 45 minutes, right? We could head all the way up to 390. We would still be in that megaphone, and the really big guys could simply bounce it, sell into the strength of this stimulus, and then crash the market. So please be aware and please be nimble, right? Just be aware of what's going on. I'm personally 85% cash and day trading, not so much swing trading. I have some, it's always Murphy's Law, right? When you go on vacation, the market has big movement. Man, look at what happened over the past 5 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Great, amazing trading days. We'll likely have more. The more time I spend in the market, the more I know it's healthy to take time off, and the market's always here. Oh, okay, we'll do. And don't forget, guys, to hit the thumbs up like, yep. I will add that. Okay, let me do ENPH. And let's add PRVB and KDMN. You know what? Did I post? I'm thinking, did I actually post? No, I didn't post the Facebook one, but I know I posted the Twitter one. And I totally posted it in the wrong place. That's okay. No big deal. All right. So, how about long-term stocks? Add or wait? Kawakawa my long-term portfolio is 15% in the market, 85% cash. That's what I have done. That's what I did Thursday morning. Seeing that Thursday morning we had dropped down over here, and I said, you know what? Excuse me, right here. I said, you know what? Right now, yeah, exactly, DC Phil. I agree. There's always going to be volatility in the market, especially with what's happening. So you see here we had this bound that was set up from this low to this low, and sure enough, we bounced. Now we're right up here at the 21 EMA, and it's also the anchored VWAP from the high. So if we break above 385, look at that. It's also the 425 exponential moving average. So I can only tell you personally what I have done, and I am waiting. This feels very reminiscent of last February. I'm not sure if this is going to become the new normal, that the last week of February, first week of March, we see a crash correction in the markets. We pulled back not even 10%, right? We went from 394 to 373. That's 20 points. It's not even 10%, maybe 8%. And so when we're looking at that, not even 7%. So when we're looking at that, there could be more to come. Oh, thanks, Asif. It's not so new. Maybe it's just changing colors still. I haven't done anything to it. It's just, I trimmed it last week. But thank you for the compliment. All right, so let's look at the Qs as well. That's enough with the SPY. Right, Qs, same scenario. We're setting up a bit of a megaphone. We are a bit weaker on the Qs from where we were with that volume-weighted anchor price from the high, and also the 21 EMA. So right now the Qs are a bit weaker. Thank you, Goat Liver. Thanks. I kind of missed the magenta here. So we bounced off of this low. Look, this low was set up from this one right here and this one. Look at how they hit it. So I'm just going to, that if you guys want to draw it on your charts, is from a 24-hour chart from 10th of February to 25th of February, the lows of the bodies of the candlesticks. And look at that. We hit it once and we hit it twice and they bounced. I kind of like the magenta, but it was hard to accessorize. So right now, this has more room, could bounce up to 317. Yeah, M King Purple is on my list. It's number one as a potential long for going into the week. So no worries, we will talk about it. All right, Dow Jones, we are looking strongest on the Dow Jones, right? Kind of looks like a head here, shoulder, and then a lower shoulder. So if we break above, I'd say if we break above 317, that would be a failed shoulder for the Dow Jones, and with a close. So then we'll likely be hitting new highs. Also, side note, these little mugs that are hot and cold, love them. My new absolute favorite mug. All right, Russell as well. So the Russell is not as much in a megaphone, but it did have a strong resistance level up here at 229. You can see tested it, went sideways, 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 sideways. Then it seems like once the big guys were really done, we ended up dropping down. We came down to the volume weighted anchored price. Look at this. From back here, December 21st. Right here. That was the low that we seem to have bounced off of. Also the 50 simple moving average. And now, let's see. If we pull this back further, we go back. Oops. We draw the, hey, I want to draw this down here. Maybe we're going to come all the way back down to 198. That was the low that we had back in October when everything seemed to rotate from the Qs into IWM. So maybe we're going to have a bit more of an adjustment. Maybe the big techs, maybe due to stimulus news, solar considered tech stocks. Joe, you know what? The green energy stocks have really been beaten down, and yet oil is surging. And the dark pool had prints on all of them. So really easy to follow the dark pools. If you guys want to learn more, also go to thedarkpools.com. I teach in the training pit twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. We have 5 trainers. We have over 40 webinars a month. It's amazing. So looking at IWM, we have the most recent low that we're below. So right now the Qs and IWM are looking fairly weak. Dow Jones is the strongest, and then the SPY. So Dow Jones looks like as if maybe more money is in there. Maybe they simply bounced more of those stocks for Dead Cat Bounce Day on Friday to drop it, to sell into strength. Hey, you know what? Let's fake everybody out. Let's take it down. Let's get all the shorts in. Oh my goodness, this is finally that short we've been waiting for. I'm going to short at the bottom. Then they squeeze it. Oh no, it's going to drop. It's going to drop. Then they take it all the way back up to that 21 EMA or up to the upper trend line. Then the longs think, oh, you know what? There's signals. We're going to actually break out again. This is good news with stimulus. I'm going to buy. Who's selling those shares that everybody wants to buy? Maybe the dark pool. In fact, let's go look really quickly. I like to look at the Barron's cover. You can see right there, Barron's cover. All right, so latest issue, Barron's cover. And then I go here. Oh, look, most influential women. I'm not on that list there, but one day. All right, so we go to the cover. Let's go to the archives. Where are the archives? Usually we have the archives right here. Topics, they might have changed up their website. Topics, archives. Anybody see archives here really quickly? No, I don't see it. All right, let's go back. Oops, right here. Let's go. Oh, here we go. Magazine archives. Okay, so there's a lot of red on that cover, isn't there? After the fall, what's next for tech stocks? Page 31 and 32. And then we have, it seems like a bit of sideways action with a lot of red in the middle, right? Top 100. So let's see, which one has 100 stocks in it? Not sure. We'll have to zoom in on that. But green stocks, the green boom. Well, it seemed like last week, didn't we see that green stocks boomed? Hey, Julio, welcome. It was a whipsaw, hindsight, huge potential and risk. Yeah. So looking at this, it looks like it might be another red week to follow. Just personal opinion, looking at the cover. I do assess the cover every single week. That's part of my assessment as well. All right, let's look at Apple, our majors, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, and so on. So Apple, well, we really took a beating. We've come back down. Now this does look like a moving average that's quite influential. Let's go, and I'm gonna, no, I can't adjust that over. So it does look like we've changed direction formally on this directional indicator right here. On average, let's look, the last time that we had movement was really, let's go here, sorry. I want to do it up here so we can see. I like to look back at history to see how long these tend to happen. Okay, so 37 days for Apple to go to the downside. And then it was really, it looked like sideways price action, but we had another 16 days there. And here was a little bit of downward price action. That was 12 days. And now we're into we're into 15 days, 16, 17 days. So on average, it seems like it's about 16 days. So maybe we're going to have a bounce here. Maybe we're going to see it pull all the way back down to this 425.94. I would love it down there. Look at that. That would be pretty much at a $50 discount per share. That wouldn't be so bad, right? I could see that happening. Look at how many times it bounced there, also the 200. So maybe we're going to come back down to 113. Do we see Walmart as a good buy? We'll look at it. We will look and see. So looking over here, obviously it looks like we had a print or some important level back here with this yellow, and we came back and we bounced off of that. So keeping all of that in mind, let's adjust this here. Let's go from, I feel like I'm having allergies, guys. My nose is up, my eyes are all watery. So from the highest day right here, we're looking at all the way up here at 130. So when we go above that, for sure, I would be full on bull. You bought Halliburton Friday due to fundamentals and technicals as well. You're not holding anything. Yeah, I'm really not holding that much at all. Sitting on the sidelines to buy, and we'll also talk about the ripple behind me. It could be a massive ripple effect that could flow around the world. We'll see. So inverted head and shoulders a bit here. Looks like it's shoulder, head. As long as we stay above 120, potential when we break 123, 117, 123, up to 129, which looks like that was the support area back here. So if we go above 123, my target would be 129 for Apple. Let's check out Microsoft. Now, Microsoft had a massive correction, right? Came down 246 down to 225. Okay, 40 points. That's about, or 20 points, excuse me. So that's about 10%. So Microsoft actually had a 10% correction. Now, they have the news. Let me see if I can find it right on my Twitter. Also, if you guys don't, sorry, my last post made me laugh. If you guys do not follow me, it's right here. It's Airplane Jane. So also, if you are looking to buy Ripple, there's a link right there. But this, thousands of Microsoft customers may have been victims of a hack tied to China. New York Times. So this isn't some conspiracy theory. Hey, oh my goodness, Microsoft has been hacked. This is serious, right? Thousands of Microsoft customers have been hacked, and business and government agencies. Oops. All right, that's all we get to see because I'm not a subscriber. So this could really affect the market, because if this opens up down big time, we look at the SPY holdings, right? Number one is Apple. Number two is Microsoft. Well, if we pull back and we drop down, we had a nice doji day right here, higher than normal volume. You would expect that to be a bottom. However, you wouldn't expect for there to be a major hack, right? So let's put this over here. That was our bottom. So if we drop below this trend line here, 227.33, likely a bigger bottom to come. Now, let's see where this one came from. This looks like this is one set up from 12th of May to September 18th. We almost hit it. So maybe we're going to come all the way back down to 223. We'll maybe see an 8-point drop or bigger. And that would likely affect the market. If we also see, hey, Rui, yeah, we'll look at gold and silver. I'll add it on right over here. GLD and SLV. SLV is definitely being manipulated right now, in my opinion. Well, Michael, in relation to this, thousands of customers, there could very well be a massive drop to it. Let's also go here. This is something that we saw, and you don't usually see this, right? Look at this. December 24th, February 2nd, February 17th. Oh, thanks, Jacob. And look at what this is. Cybersecurity ETF. Likely whoever knew about this probably shorted it, right? Because now we're below all of this price action. And the reason why I say short is it looks like a distribution pattern up here at the top. No, not yet. I haven't talked about it yet, Rocket. We'll put it on. Microsoft is a short on Monday, just the first hour, just saying. Well, maybe, maybe not. Maybe it will be the exact opposite, Samuel. Maybe they will buy and take it up so that they squeeze the shorts and then sell into them. So be prepared for that. It's not always going to be immediate. right? Look at how long it took for them to place this trade and then drop this down. And it tends to bounce off of this green moving average. So are we going to bounce here and surge higher? Or are we going to continue lower? Likely, in my opinion, I think that this will continue lower. Cybersecurity, also in relation to Microsoft. Yeah, my pleasure, Rocket. All right, so Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, and Tesla, and then we'll get into the other ones. All right, so Amazon, ouch. Remember I measured way back here. I said maybe we're going to be going down to 2,600, even 2,400. I'm anticipating a 700 point drop for Amazon. Yeah, we'll add that on. William, I already did QQQ. That was the second one I did. I always do the indexes first. So looking at this, we could be coming all the way back down here. Coming back down to about 24.40. Well, if we look at it, Jane, why on earth do you think that? Well, if we measure this rectangle here, 29.62 to 34.70, and then we drop it down 500 points, that brings us down to 2,400. Also, when I measured over here, it was roughly 700 points from breaking down here, which would put us at 2,400. So multiple technical analysis tools that show roughly 2,400 for Amazon. That would be where I potentially would look to get in. All right. Okay. Facebook. So Facebook is in a bit of a wedge right now. We are testing the bottom bounds of that wedge. Are we going to break down, or is it going to bounce back up? If we break down, likely a bigger move to the downside. I would say we'll probably take this out over here and come back down to 221. So likely a 40 point or 20% correction. And these are the majors that are in the SPY. So it's reading the charts, seeing the patterns. There's not too much volume on the buying side. It seems like there's been more volume on the selling side of Facebook. And Tesla. Everyone's curious about Tesla, right? We did have a bounce off of a slower rate of growth trend line right here. And it bounced. That was before we had the breakout of this little wedge right here. It bounced. Now, I would anticipate a bounce up to roughly 663 and then a continuation move down, potentially down to 474. I would like it at 474. I would love it at 428. So keeping that on watch. This is that trend line that held prior to the breakout. So maybe that 480 level might dip a little bit and buy a couple shares and then, oh, thanks, Michael. Yeah, if you guys are watching, you do like the video, please hit that like button. It helps the algorithm to share my video to help more people. That's the biggest thing. That's why I do these, right? Is to help. What's your own dollar target for day/week for trading profits? You know what, Rocket? I don't set that, because if I set that, it's probably going to get me into trades that I don't necessarily need to be in. So it's more trading the chart and the price action. I don't set up a target. I will take what the market gives me. Not every day is going to be an amazing trading day. And the more time you spend in the market, the more you understand that. So it's being able to trade the setups, proper risk management, and being happy with those green days and moving forward. That's it. Staying on the right side of the trade, risk management first. All right, so Julia wants to see CLR, Kroger, and Lyft. All right, so let's get into my list. Oh my goodness, guys, you know what I was doing? I was adding them to the bottom here, and I didn't put them on. Hold on, we're gonna go over here. So we have gold, silver, GameStop, CLR. Okay, not too many. Gold, silver, GameStop, KLR, CLR. And I'm really sorry, guys. I'm having some sort of an allergic reaction. My eye is watering. Let me get a tissue. I feel like a granny. My eye's watering. All right, so let's move on down. Again, if you guys are new to my channel, new to this live stream, I do go over my watch list as well that I have set up. So here we go. Purple is going to be number 1, and then IMAX C3AI, please. I don't know. C3AI? I'm totally clueless on that. You're going to have to educate me on that. And you know what, guys? It didn't save my list when I added them on here. Must have been, oh, it's because, guys, somebody tell me to wake up. Yeah, silver balls, silverware. I'm just so happy to see you guys. All right, let's try this for a third time. Gold, silver, GameStop, CLR, KR, and Lyft AI. There we go. I got it, Joe. Got it. All right, here we go. Purple. All right, so purple. I haven't had this on my list in a while. Look at the bounce that this had. Crazy day, had good earnings. Here's the thing. You think about, was it Mike Lindell, the pillow guy? Well, he's made millions, billions, I don't know how much. Sleep is so important. If you have a good product for people to sleep on, likely will do well. And this is a foam-based product, I believe. I don't know. I don't own one, but it'd be awesome to test one out for sure. So let's look at it. $26 for support and $31.40 for resistance. All right. Oh, thank you. I will add that on, Steve. Johnson & Johnson. There we go. Okay, so 26 and 31.40. And over here, we have 63.5 million in the float. We will do the short float after for the potential longs. All right, so we'll check it all out first. And here we go, IMAX. Oh, let's see if I have any on here. Nope, okay. Let's pull this down here. You guys can see it pretty clearly, right? It came up to 23.40 and it actually had support resistance for 45 minutes. Let's do it on a 15-minute chart. Yeah, we'll talk about Dogecoin. I own a little Dogecoin. We'll do a little bit of crypto too. Do you use a video on your trading software? Which one you use specifically for day trading? I do have one, Rocket, and I'll put it in the comments of this video later when it's done. So yeah, I use TradingView. I use Trade Ideas first thing, TradingView for my charting. I also use Flow Trade as well for algo trading and stuff like that. Open. Yeah, let's add open on there. All right, so there's our support. And let's come on over here. I would look for that round number of $25 to break out above. So 23.40 and 25. And the float, I believe this is lower float, 49 million. Also, if you guys like the live stream and you feel like contributing, there is a link down below to buy me a cup of coffee. As a mom of 2, I can definitely use coffee. So think of going out and having coffee with a friend to talk about stocks. Much appreciated if you buy me a cup of coffee. All right. Let's look at this on the bigger picture. I would move this up over here. Even a little bit more, 12.40. No, I like it right here, 12.36. You can see it came down, it bounced, resistance, 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 flip, support. So 12.35 for our support and 12.92 for resistance. And when we look at this over here, it's really breaking out all times. Not all times, excuse me. But it looks like we have a deep cup to this. There was a W formation here, so $9.70 all the way down to $257. So potential target for this to go up to 16. Might hit some resistance over here at 14 and then up here at 15. Let's check the float. 47.4. Oh, also I want to tell you guys, I am participating in Benzinga women's event on Tuesday. It does start at 10:30. The link is down below in the description as well. If you guys want to join me on Tuesday. Wow, look at that crazy after hours drop right here. So I will put this one at 550 and breaking out. Jane, for the basic term video after purchase, the digital form gets emailed, or is it in physical form? It should automatically put you right to the page where you can view it, Michael, so that you automatically have immediate access to it. All right, so CNR, this isn't CNR. We did CNR. Oh, SUP. So 670, 662, I'm going to put this up to 675. Multiple reasons, right? 675 is also where it topped out right there. And it seems like every time that it broke above it before, we had 2 days where it was above it, it was support, and now it is resistance. So 675 for resistance and 550 for support. Maybe there's something in my room. It's my office. It's making me sniffle. 24.5 million. Gap. Who's gone shopping at the Gap lately? Not me. But it seems like the market likes it. So, doesn't matter. I had somebody call me. Oh, it's really funny. I have to tell you. I had somebody call me on Thursday and say, Jane, how did you know the market was going to crash? Well, I knew because we're below the prints, right? Well, what's going to happen? Well, as long as we stay below the prints, it's probably going to continue to go down. Okay, but the economy is doing really well. Why is this happening? You know, the news needs a reason to report it. I said, exactly. It's reporting it. It's after the fact. I said that when you see the dark pool prints, you are aware of this before it even happens. You know that something's going to happen, like this hack with Microsoft. We knew there was going to be a major cybersecurity event happening in the US. We didn't know what, but we knew because of the prints. So when you start to learn how to trade around the print levels, Rocket, I'm talking about dark pool prints. In other words, the confirmation that a major trade has happened on the SPY, Qs, IWM, DIA indexes, like 100,000 millions of prints. I'll show you. Hold on. Best way, right, is to answer with a print. That's the best way to answer. And I'll also show you Flow Trade, who asked me about the software that I use. So Flow Trade is awesome. This, it's opening up. Awesome. So this will also show us the prints. And I can show you what happens. You can try it out for free and you can sort them. So Flow Trade, you can see, oh my goodness, these are confirmation of prints that have already happened, right? So when you get a confirmation that your trade has happened, you have a time, you have a price, and you have the total number of shares, right? And the total valuation. That is a confirmation. So if somebody else were to see that confirmation, say on time and sales, you don't know whether it was a buy or sell, but you know that the trade has happened. Well, let's look at, for example, SPY on Friday. Oh my goodness, look at all these prints. 251,000 shares. Let's see, how many did we have over 500? Okay, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, look at this one. This is kind of odd, right? That's 2,300 times 1,000. So that's 23 million, right? Let me just do the math really quickly. 2,300. Sorry, that's 2.3. Yeah, 2.3 million. Excuse me, not 23 million. 2.3 million at 378.89. Value of 871 million. Well, again, where are we? And where was the print, right? The print meaning the confirmation. So this was at 378.99. Let's also look at it on a chart here. This will show you as well. So I was looking at XOM, Apple, lots of prints on Apple on a 15-minute chart. Let's look at the SPY on a 15-minute chart. So being able to see, okay, I don't have any prints. All right, here's one print, and this is a 1-minute chart. Okay, let's look at the 15-minute chart. Let's see where all the prints or the confirmations of these big trades have happened. So we have the 5th, the 5th, the 5th, the 5th. These are all on the 5th. That really big one is right here. And then this, we can also turn off if we wanted to. We could turn, we can show the dark pool algorithm. So the dark pool algorithm looks like it might have been buying. And then the regular high frequency trading algorithm was up here just trading sideways. Now, when we combine the two together, we see what are these algorithms doing? It looks as if maybe it's selling even though the price action is going up. As I mentioned, be aware that we might see a major bounce only to have the stock market crash. Trade the price action, right? Just be aware if it goes against you, it's not good to be on the wrong side because we could see that there's going to be potentially a bigger movement to the downside. How do I know this? I know this from tracking the dark pool prints. I can see here, look, they took the price action up, but the algorithms were selling, right? They look like they might have been buying back here. It's going sideways while price action is increasing. So pay attention. Test out the software. You can try it out for free. Look, they've got a Discord server, chat room. I don't know what they're talking about. I never look at that. They also have a cool divergence scanner that this gives you a list of all the stocks as to what's happening. You know, what is it showing on those stocks? That's a whole other ball of wax. But using the high frequency trading algorithm as well as the dark pool prints, this is a 15-minute chart. It shows that they are dropping, meaning they are selling. What is the price action doing? It is rising. That means that it's going, that means it's going to drop, right? This is going sideways. The price action is going up. They're creating a position one way or the other. Don't know just yet. Right now we're above that really massive print of 378.99. Watch and see. Now when we go below 379, hello. Was that the opening print? That could be more influential too. Or closing print, or was it just in the middle of the day? And you can also sort this right here. It was at 1 o'clock in the middle of the day. All right. So that does that help answer your question, Rocket, as to the prints? Sorry, that was a really long-winded answer. Let's get back to the list. That happens, right? We can talk. Oh my goodness, I've been talking now already. A little bit of time. Let's go back to gap. Gap right here. So we have our lines. Okay, 27.60. I would aim for up here around 28.50, 26.25 as support. Thank you, Asif. So 26.25 and 27.60. And how many shares? 202. And now you guys see I do have short volume. So the short volume is going to be what was shorted the day prior. Right here, daily short volumes, shortvolumes.com. I'm not checking Apple, but let's see how many people shorted purple on Friday. 47% of the volume was short on Friday, reported to FINRA. 56% for IMAX. The gap might be long because of Kanye West. Oh, you know what, Michael? I don't care about the news. I don't care at all. The more that you simply trade the chart and you tune out what's happening with the news, the better your trading will be. The news is almost set up as an inverse indicator. The more that they say, hey, this market is bullish, the more likely it is to crash. And the more they say, oh my gosh, this is done, this is not going, this is the end of the world, that's time to buy. 50%. All right. Let's go back over here. And let's go to Yandex. So Yandex looks kind of similar to Microsoft, right? Does this look like a rounded top to you guys? Let's go over here. To me, I'm totally seeing this. Hey, oh my goodness. Maybe when we go here, we're going to just go boom, all the way back down to 3,000. Especially, hey, oh my goodness, it was the Chinese that hacked into the Microsoft issue. And let's also look, where was the big crazy volume? Right here. Where are we? Price action wise. Below it, right? So pay attention to the crazy volume candles. That started back here. They could have been selling since August 31st. And they could really just crash this, right? When have you ever seen volume on Yandex that high? When they place a trade at noontime, they're usually at lunch, thus not many trading low volume. Samuel, you know what? The dark pool prints can be reported up to 3 hours after they have traded them. So it could have happened at 9 a.m. If it was at 1 p.m., it could have happened from anywhere between 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. All right. So looking at this volume, Yandex to me is likely going to be a short here. Confirmed 100% when we drop below 43.50. Then sayonara, bye-bye Yandex. So let's look at this as potential short going into Monday. What levels are we going to check out? Has big volume. Now on crazy price stocks like this, I'm looking more at options personally, rather than the stock, less risk. And I would tighten it up. I would actually go a little bit higher. I'd go up here, 48.20. So I'd give it 46.34 to 48.20. Hey, Wall Street Stockbroker, what? WSN, I gotta call you WSN. It's much easier to say. And 48.20. Jivo and Twitter. Oops, didn't like that. Forgot the comma. Jivo, Twitter, there we go. All right, so looking at it on the daily, you can see we also bounced off of that moving average. If we break below here, I'd be looking all the way down at 45.16 to 4,500 right there if we break down. So about 130 points. Let's check out the float over here, 296 million. You know that Tesla has more in the float than Yandex. Tesla's 719 million. All right, Riley as well. Riley Financial, it closed the gap down and then it dropped. Right now, it bounced off of support over here, but we're below that 21 EMA. So this might bounce up and then continue down. So there's a potential for this one to have movement on Monday either way. But the momentum right now is to the downside. So keep that in mind. Why is it? I'd watch for that break of the middle here as a coil. So I'd look at 55 and 58.60. Oops. And how many shares? 14.49. So this is lower float. Has enough in the float to have options available. Over 8 million to be optionable. And I prefer using puts on lower float stocks rather than the shares. All right, so Fubo came up, pulled back, up, pulled back. We're down below that 425, likely a drop. Thank you. Cup of coffee. Oh, okay, cool. All right. I'll take those cups of coffee. You know I need them with the 2 kiddos, especially when I stay up late at night doing research, which is what I'm going to enlighten you guys all about Ripple. So it's worth it. Those coffees keep me up at night. I'm actually going to put this a little bit tighter to 28. So 28 and 32, if it drops, I would look for a test of 26.33. 28 and 32, and how many shares? 91.4. I know somebody had mentioned too the contract on GPS. You know, more on swing trades, I would be more concerned. You bought some Ripple? Nice. Yeah, that's what my background's all about today. Is all about Ripple. All right, so Adobe, if we go above 445, right? Or if we break down below, right here, 425. 20 points, but you see it has wild, crazy ranges. So I would watch those levels. On the daily, right? Let's look at this on a weekly. What other chart does this look like? Yandex, Amazon. These do not look like they're healthy stocks getting ready to rip higher. They look like they've had a big disbursement at the top, ready to drop, discount down. Where are we going to discount down to? Maybe 380, maybe even all the way down here to 330. This is not looking pretty. Look at how the volume has really picked up. Well, we had bigger volume this day and it bounced. But again, I'm not sure. Let's check over here. Did we have any prints on Adobe recently? Oops. Adobe. So February 25th, 100,000. Let's look at the biggest. Okay. 481. Well, wow. 481. That's probably over here, right? 481 was probably this day, September 16th. Nope, August 25th. September 18th, we did have 580. So it's really cool that you can go back in time and you can search these prints. If there's a particular stock that you're interested in, you wanted to look at GPS, right? Let's look at GPS. When was the last time that we had a super crazy print? November 16th, and that was at 23.23. All right, well, 23.23, we're above it. They were buying, right? We see that. We're also at all-time highs. So it's so powerful that the big money runs the market. Also check out the video of the presentation I did so many presentations Wednesday for women in trading, all about the big money in the market. I just posted that video last week too. All right, so Adobe, 425 and 445. And number of shares, 476. All right, now we get into the fun stuff. If you guys have any that you want me to see, shout them out now. I will add them on over to the list. Let's check out Kellogg's. So Kellogg's, I'm going to hide some of my moving averages here just to make it a little clearer to see, right? We had this downward wedge over here and setting up right here. Look at how it just broke out. So this is breaking out at the bottom after the dividend, after the earnings. The directional movement indicator is showing that this is moving to the upside. Are you worried about the SEC investing into Ripple? You know what, Michael? I'm going to talk about it. I'll finish up with Ripple because that is kind of like a super. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so here we have Kellogg's. So I like this. Seasonality also shows that it does tend to run up, right? March, it ran up from 58 to 70. We're pretty much in that same time. It might have a little bit more of a drawdown. It has found a double bottom support area that was also a resistance in the past. So I'm blending into the background. Looking for this to hold support down here at 56. That would be my area of support that I would want to see hold. And what's the next one? McDonald's. McDonald's is looking like it's in that same sort of wedge. It's pulled back. And as long as we hold above 201, I like this to the upside for potential bigger move to break out. So let's put this here. Oh no, let's put this here and this here, right here. So it needs to break above 213. Above 213, I like this to the upside, but this does have a bit of a megaphone shape heading to the downside there. All right, ENPH. So, Joe, are you still here? If you are, put it in the chat. All right, so ENPH. On the daily chart, it did bounce off of the moving average, bounced up. I would look actually more for it to break above over here, this area that was a resistance and then flip to be support. So I would watch really 169.50 to the upside. And if this area of 143, really the top right here, you can see this was a resistance, flip to be support. So those would be the two levels that I would watch right there. Would be 169.40 and 142.60. All right, PRVB. So this one, let's look all the way back in the past. Wow, drew that. Look at that, how it was a support, multi-level support right there. Whoops, I was aiming for this line. I'm looking back at the chart in the past, right there. So 1130, it's actually up above 1130. That was also a multi-level of support, and now that would need to be proven as a support to hold again, in my opinion, for this one. Right now, the directional movement indicator, we are strong downward price action. RSI, let's check it out. RSI is showing a bit oversold with 31 right here. This one, I don't even use this one. I need to get rid of that. Hold on. Let me just get rid of this. ADR. I don't use this. Bye-bye. And let's save that because I don't even use it. Hopefully it lets me save it. All right. So it does look like we're still in the downward price action over here on this bottom one. So I would potentially wait. You know, it hit 1130. I would look more confidence above that $12 mark for 12 to prove itself and 11 to hold. Then 1020 is that, hey, this is my get out. No way. KDMN, Cadmon Holdings. Just looking back at the chart here. So it looks as if it's had fairly strong resistance at the $5 level right here. 480, but even $5 right there. Every time it gets there, it sells off. Right? We had a couple days up above, and then we had this area where it shot up. Oh my goodness, look at this crazy volume, right? Where are we in relation to this volume? We're below it. So to me, it is starting to sell off. It bounced up and now it's coming back down. As long as it stays below 476, I would likely be bearish on it. It did have earnings, negative earnings. Biotech, I'm not really a biotech fan. And you can see that the 425, it came down and bounced off of there. So this might come all the way back down to $4 before it finds a support area. So I would watch for the $4 and $5 mark on KDMN. All right, Walmart. Let's check out Walmart. Woo! Who called out Walmart? I do like it down here at the 425 EMA. You see this also has this trend line here. It broke above. So I would put this down here, 127. Good call, whoever gave the shout out on Walmart, thank you. And we had big volume up here and it dropped, right? We've had bigger volume the day prior and it reversed. So I would look for the 130 level to be taken out. Really, yeah, 130 level to be taken out and close above to go into this confidently. Right now though in the market, I'm not really, as I mentioned earlier, not really going into any swings, more going into just day trades personally. All right, GameStop. Where's silver? Gold and silver. We'll get to gold and silver after GameStop. All right, so GameStop is still hanging out in this little wedge, right? It's just doing its own thing. It doesn't matter what the market is doing. GameStop. Now, have you ever thought about something that maybe, I don't know, people have picked GameStop because of the name, like stop this game. I don't know. Just a thought that maybe this is going to really go crazy with other things that could potentially happen. I don't know. I always wonder, like, why is GameStop the one that's on the target? Besides the fact that it was heavily shorted, then a hedge fund came out of retirement to buy back the shares and then likely shorted again and then dropped it back down, and they might be feeling the pressure now. You can see that this does have a gap right here, 140 up to 223. And this is slowly grinding up. We have a wedge formation right here. So this wedge was set up right here, 95 to 129. So when it breaks out, I would give it a 30 point target to the break from the breakout point would be my target to the upside. CLR, Continental Resources. Let's go to an all-time chart. Oh, look at that. It was way up there back in July. So let's put this here. I would watch it for above 34.50. Then it would likely head on up. What is this? Is this oil and gas? Yeah, this is really squeezing. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, especially with the negative oil numbers that we saw. Right? Let's go here. Forex Factory. Now this just does not make any sense to me. So let's go here. Let's go to the calendar. And if we can go back to last week, this was this past week. Wednesday, oil numbers. No, go back last week. Wednesday, oil numbers. Right here. Does this make any sense? That it was less than forecasted, 21 million. Looks like greater, that we had surplus, if I'm reading it correctly. So why is the price? Why is the price increasing? The market is completely irrational. So when these numbers come out, do not trade it based on the numbers. Trade that price action, right? All right. So on the shorter term, the oil took off due to the oil cuts. They had an OPEC meeting. Yeah, they do OPEC meetings once a month now, Julio. But really, it's just manipulation. That's all it is. That's the more that you are in the market, the more you see it. And it's not just stocks. They decided to postpone the increase. Ah, okay, nice. So here we go. CLR, I would watch the 29 and 32.40 on the short term. Kroger, so Kroger, let's go to our daily, maybe up to 43. It looks like it wants to break out over here. If you guys are liking and you watch the live, if you like the watch stream, oh my gosh, if you're watching and you like the live stream, please hit the like button. That way we can help more people because the algorithm will help to share it. All right, so Kroger, it looks as if it's got the 35 level to watch. Over here we have that shorter term right here, almost an inverted head and shoulders. Do you guys see that? Yeah. Hi Jane, I'm not sure if you did look at the SPY or not. Please, you know what, Feigl? I do it absolutely first. I start off with all the indexes first. So if you come back in the future, it's always the first thing that I look at. So when it's done, you can click on the link again and be able to go back and watch it right at the beginning. It is. That's why I need coffee. All right. So inverted head and shoulders over here. 32, 34, add 30.40, 30.50 to 34.50, add $4. That's going to give us 37.50, put us at all-time highs, and break out for Kroger. So I like Kroger to the upside. Let's look at Lyft, and then we're going to go to gold and silver because for some reason it didn't add on there, but we'll add it. So Lyft on the weekly looks pretty bullish to me. Looks like we've got kind of a weird rounded bottom, actually. You guys see this? Right? So if we look at that, 68.33, I would watch that level for breakout. And the depth that we have going on, We might have a handle that forms, right? It might go up to 68.33 and then it might pull back and then shoot up again. And I would add 46 to wherever that handle break is. So I would watch for a move up to 68.33 from here. So potentially $4 more. And then from there, obviously this one is just sort of like an alpha stock. It seems to be doing its own thing, even though the market is dropping. So I'd watch it for 64 up to 68 up there. Nice call. All right, let's look at gold. So gold is pulling back down to the downside. We're hitting that 425 EMA. Pull this back over here. Let's see, right there. So 158.26. We have a bit more of a steep downward trend right here. Right there. So if this breaks, that steep downward trend could not really be sustained for a long period of time. Let's also check this out. Let's see what the short interest is, short volume is over the past time frame. Looks like we've had more volume. It's been increasing a bit, but let's see down here. 49%, 45, 45. So people are still buying. And let's check silver really quickly. Helps when you spell it right. All right, so silver. Well, it looks like they've been shorting silver a lot, right? 59%. On average for the last 50 days, they have had 55% short volume for this. So that means over the past 55 days, they have been shorting. That's why when you see things like this, you see those major short squeezes happen because they have all of this volume that they short, right? 9 million, 19 million, 11 million, 10 million, 10 million. So it's slowly adding up. And that's where you get the short interest, because every 2 weeks, the brokers have to report how many shares of a certain stock or security is short under their brokerage roof. So we could see that SLV has a squeeze that could potentially set up. We did break from a downward trend. Last time we pulled back down here. So maybe we're going to come down to 22, 25. I still personally have silver. In fact, when I buy silver, I look at the spot price of the silver futures, right? And I look over here at the silver futures. This is the front contract. And I say, hey, oh my goodness, look at this. Here, this is 24-hour one. And we're actually coming to the lower bounds. And it's at 25.28. Okay. When I'm doing my mathematical analysis of the silver, I will look at it and I'll say, what is it price at the spot price? But if you go to a bullion site to buy physical silver, physical bars and stuff like that, then you end up paying a premium because they are having a hard time getting physical silver out there. All right, so we did that. Let's check out AI. Is this an AI ETF? Looks like potentially. So this looks like maybe it is breaking that downward trend. Or if it breaks above, it looks like we need to break above 100 personally for this one, with support down around 85. I would say 85 is my risk management, 15 points, and then it could shoot up. Let's see how many. 38 million in the float for AI. Johnson & Johnson. Now here's the thing. Pfizer approval. Boom. Moderna approval. Boom. Johnson & Johnson approval. I don't know. What day was it that they got their approval? Johnson & Johnson. I'm guessing it was likely this day, February 26th. What was the day that they had their approval? But it tend to drop. It's that sell the news aspect when it happens for those pharmaceuticals. All right, Gevo. So Gevo over here, we've got support down here at $6, came up, might pull back further to $5 actually. Right now it's in that downward motion, bounce, could continue back down to $5. or it could break out up above $8. That's what I would be watching. I'd actually move this back down. I'd move it down to $5 or above $8 for Jibo. Twitter. So Twitter had a big hammer here, and they've really gotten pummeled with their censorship. We've had 4 days. Now you see we had massive volume. Where did we go? Once we dropped below it, boom, came back down, hit a bit of a support and resistance area of 61.80 over here, $62, bounced. We are down below. This has started to look like it's rolling over. Rolling over, Jane, what do you mean? Look, this will give you a little glimpse, right? Here's where it rolled over, and how many days did this go into a downward trend? It was 8 bars, right? So if we come over here, maybe 8 bars down to 50, just a guess on Twitter, potentially. So I would keep watch. It might bounce up and then come back down. So I'd watch it if it breaks above 70.40, otherwise bearish on the name. SYPR. So this looks like a low float, 10.9 million, shot up, and it looks as if it has resistance roughly 350, and I would look at 250 as support. All right. You guys have any other ones that you'd like to check out besides? Let's go to cryptos. New addition. Let's add cryptos into the market. All right. So XRP today. Let's check this out. XRP, I'm starting to really track these a bit more. And I love that you can do the volume weighted anchor price on XRP. And beautiful thing, you guys saw my video where I was like, oh my goodness, my crypto has been stolen. Well, I found it. And I was so excited because I ended up having a profit on my Ethereum. I'd had it since 2017. I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, it wasn't a break the bank amount, and never had any real big amount of Bitcoin in it. Had Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple. Well, looking at Ripple, yeah, I'm so excited. It was like Christmas. I was like, woo, I found my crypto. I was so excited. We have this. I'll do a video on it. So we had this wedge that's forming, right? So this comes all the way, it came down to 17 cents. This was the SEC attack against Ripple. Here's the thing. How many cryptos do you hear about that they are talking about lawsuits, right? Why would somebody get into Ripple? And why would they start investigating Ripple unless they were interested in using it, right? Many times they're not going to uncover and dig deeper into something unless they're planning on using it, right? This is my opinion that this will likely become a global currency. I've done a lot of research over the past week. Let's see if I can grab some of the articles and videos really quickly. I'm going to pull it over to, hey, what's going on? Pull this over here and see if I can easily share it with you guys so that you guys can see. All right, so there's this article right here. Let's see if I can open it up. Aha, here we go. All right, so there's this article. You know what, maybe I'll put these links down below. When Ripple was created, it was designed to be a replacement. And so this is an old article. I'm not gonna lie, this was old. This was from 2019. It was designed to be a replacement for both institutional and retail financial systems in every market around the world. They've been working on this since they established it. If you go back and you listen to the CEO and it's okay. I'm not afraid to say it's a big claim. I have no problem with that. If it is, though, then likely it could really change people's lives if they invest in it when it's at 46 cents. As, you know, money that you're willing to lose, like $400, if you have that to put aside to grow as a retirement nest egg. That's what I have personally done. And my goal is to have 10,000 shares by the end of the month. Now, I had my Ethereum and Litecoin that had grown over 150%. So that was money that I was willing to say, hey, I'm just going to park it here. And I turned that over and I'm going to add a little bit more to it. So that's personally what I am doing. Now, they were made it to be scalable to accommodate 7.5 billion people, right? This is how they set it up. This was the only crypto company that had the vision of saying, we want to be a digital currency for the world. And we're going to go to the Fed and we're going to go to these banks and we are going to talk to them to see what they need. So their plan was to have a $10,000 value. Is it going there today? No. Jane, this issue with the CEO and the SEC needs to be sorted out or it's worthless. Mark, it was dropped. I'm going to show you the article. It was dropped this past week and they now have 15 new contracts, including the Bank of France. So this week has been very, very influential in their SEC settlement. But as I also said, why is the SEC going after them? Because they're interested in it, right? If they weren't interested in it, they would just pretty much sweep it under the rug. Okay, bye, see you later. Like, this isn't a really big deal, right? So Swift's $5 trillion. Now, if you've ever moved any sort of crypto from one wallet to another wallet, you know that Bitcoin takes a while to move, Ethereum as well. Ethereum's pretty fast though. Litecoin, about maybe 15 minutes. And Ripple, instantaneous. They've set themselves up to be instantaneous. What is also interesting is that they have a finite amount. There is 100 billion coins of Ripple. It can never be mined. It is a finite amount. So whatever is out there now is out there. Now they have it in a trust so that the way they initially set it up was to release $1 billion every month. And if that billion wasn't completely bought up, then it would go back into the cycle of being released, so that then the next time another billion would come available. But if people didn't buy it, again, it would go back in. So they've set this up to be divisible by 6 places, meaning that the smallest unit is 1/1,000,000th of a Ripple, or down to 10 cents. Would you suggest buying XRP? Michael, I can't make any suggestions, unfortunately, because I'm not a financial advisor. I can tell you what I have done. I have bought Ripple and planning on having 10,000 by the end of the month. There's a link below. If you want to look at buying Ripple in the description, it's set up through CEXIO exchange. They still, I believe, have the ability to buy Ripple. There were some exchanges that cut off the ability for US citizens to buy Ripple. And this is one I believe that you can still buy it through. And it's got easy step-by-step instructions on how to do it. So in 2017, the World Bank found out about 1.7 billion adults remained unbanked. So looking at this, okay, that was one article. Hold on, I'm going to get you more. Don't worry. And people say, hey, this is a video, I believe, so I will put them all. Hey, Financial Freedom. I'm great. I will put all of these down below. Everybody's like, oh my goodness, what is this? Be nosy. But it actually talks about the central bank private ledger that was set up for the banks. And there's another article about it. Okay, breaking news. Here, this one is for you, Mark. This one is for Mark. Oh no, it's talking about the SEC dismissed the lawsuit. Let's see. SEC dismissed lawsuit Ripple. There we go. Oh, no. Did not give fair notice that they violated the law 3 days ago. They had not registered it. Larson to file motions to dismiss. Moves to dismiss. All right. So it's in the process right now. And the big reason is because they are looking to use it, right? Why would they spend all this time on something that's not of importance but the big thing is the partners, hold on. I put it also on Twitter with the Bank of France. Hold on. This is another, here, let's just go to my Twitter. That would just be much easier, right? So SEC sues the crypto exchange for delisting XRP. And they feel fragile investors, so they're now going after it. Now, this is the big one, right? France's central bank has openly discussed Ripple as a possible platform. Ripple, and they enjoy the trust of many banks as models for CBDCs because it's highly centralized and is based on a permissioned network, right? So the major banks of the world are looking at Ripple, not just the US. And so when we start to see this happen, there's a good chance that this could be literally a ripple effect around the world with the currency not necessarily being the currency of exchange, right? But you change your USD to Ripple, transfer it, and then it goes to Swiss francs. Well, I don't even think they have Swiss francs anymore. Excuse me, the euro. I was in Switzerland when they did, over 20 years ago. So when you start to see this, you start to see in the news, do your research, okay? Don't just take my word for it. Do your research. Do your due diligence with anything that you invest in. Again, I can't tell you to invest in this. I am not a licensed financial advisor. I have a video about crypto. And you know what, Samuel, the link down below for the description of this video, they walk you through how to, let's see if I can open it up. Let me see if I open it right over here. If it shows you exactly, because I have the link here. So it's really, really straightforward. You know, if you want to buy it with a Visa, MasterCard, you can do it. It gives you, hey, how much are you ready to buy? Set up your account, verify it, and then you simply buy it. That's it. So I don't think it could be much easier than that. But these banks are starting to talk about it. And I would rather put a couple hundred, you know, depending on how much you can put aside into savings just in the crypto world. Hey, if this explodes and it goes to that $10,000 valuation that they were talking about, and you had, I posted it on my Twitter, right, actually here. So I said, hey, oh goodness, where is it? I was busy tweeting that if you bought 1,000, right here. So if you bought 1,250 of Ripple at 46 cents, it's going to cost you $575 with the thoughts that you sell 250 when it goes to $2.30, right? That takes out your original $575. Then the rest of it is all profit, right? Because you've taken out your initial cost. So if you go in saying, hey, I'm going to sell a fifth of it when it goes to $2.30, you just sell that good till cancel, then you know what? It covers the original cost. And the rest of it is simply profit. So you're able to look at that and say, hey, you know what? You could, if it goes to 10,000, if it goes to 1,000 and you own 1,000, you're a millionaire, right? 1,000 times 1,000 is a million. So it's up to you. Do your due diligence, do your research. And I hope that everyone gets all the money in the world. You guys you're entitled to receive whatever you want. So just make sure that you're thinking positive thoughts because it will likely come to you, whatever you're thinking. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up. It's been, oh my goodness, it's been about an hour and a half. So have an amazing rest of your day. I will see you all tomorrow. I will be live at 12:15. Barring that one of my kids gets sick, I will be live back at my originally scheduled programming time of 12:15 Eastern. So carpe profit, seize those profits. one trade at a time. And thank you all for joining me on a Sunday afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great one.